Oh, come on. So Call of Duty is like completely broken right now. I haven't made a video like this in a minute, just purely based off the fact that Vanguard it doesn't have amazing viewership with just regular videos. The only videos that I do that get any type of like support on this game really is montages, which obviously I'll continue making. I have no problem doing that. I just uploaded one like a day or two ago. I forget, something like that. And so far that's actually gotten like a pretty decent amount of support on it. So thank you guys for that. I've been reading all the comments and all that stuff, and I love to see that, because like I put a decent amount of time into that stuff. So it's good to see that it like pays off more than just, I guess, like a regular video like this that'll only take me like an hour and a half or so to make and edit and render out and all that stuff. So I'm glad that those videos do better than videos where I'm just sitting down and talking and only spending like 20 minutes on it or something like that. And I thought I had a throwing knife there. So again, thank you guys for that. I'm gonna keep making those 100%. I enjoy making them. That didn't take me like too long to make. It did take me a while to like record for it, I guess, but the clips that were in that weren't like over the top or anything like that. At least I didn't think they were. But I do have a lot of fun editing them and stuff like that, and just learning new stuff about editing. Every single time I make one, I try to make it better than the last, so it's just, it is kind of fun. But as of right now, Call of Duty is just, it's been talked about so many times, it's insane. It's just in hands down the worst state that it's ever been in history. I mean, it was one thing when Call of Duty was first released and there wasn't that many people playing it. I'm assuming, I mean, I didn't start playing until Call of Duty 4, but over time Call of Duty has always, it's kind of been on like a constant going up. Like more and more and more people were buying it every single year that it came out, which was good. And for the last 2 years, I think Modern Warfare 2019 had the most sales of any Call of Duty ever, I'm pretty sure. And then Cold War kind of dropped off a little bit, and then Vanguard dropped off like a ton. Apparently Vanguard sales, like overall, not even just like physical disc copies of the game, but like overall sales were down, or are down, like 42% or something like that. That's why there was like a sale for the game. Number one, I don't know if the game's still on sale. I think you can get it for like 40 bucks. I don't know if they pushed it back up to 60. That on top of having a free to play weekend, like just in the middle of the game being out. It was one thing for a beta to do that, because I think there's like always been open betas at the end of the beta cycle. Everyone can play it for like a day or two for free. You don't have to pre-order the game or anything like that, and you can play it. But nice. But they just slapped a free-to-play weekend in the middle of the game after they realized how bad the sales were in this game. And it's kind of expected for Vanguard to be down. Like, it'd be one thing if it was down like a little bit. And I don't personally care about like the sales of Call of Duty. I'm gonna play it regardless. I'm in love with the game in general. Like even Vanguard. I'll sit here and play Vanguard a ton, as broken as it is and all that stuff. It's just, I like the game, and to be honest, I'm too lazy to plug my PlayStation 4 back in and set up my Elgato and start recording on like Black Ops 3, which I would love to do. Honestly, I might do that eventually. I don't know. It's just so much work to do, and I don't even know if it would be worth it because of the fact that there's not really that many people that play it anymore. Maybe I will go back to Black Ops 3 for a video or something like that. That game, I loved that game so much. I loved it at the beginning until they started adding supply drops, where it was starting to get to be like pay to win and stuff like that. I'd say like probably 8 or 9 months into the game cycle, or maybe it was even like a year after. I don't know. Black Ops 3, they put content into that game for like 3 years straight or something like that. But I've been checking Twitter and stuff like that just to see like the announcements that Sledgehammer's been making, like as much as I possibly can, just to see if they're gonna fix stuff in this game, and obviously buff snipers, which they buffed them, but it didn't do anything because the developers are fucking brain dead. So Call of Duty put out a tweet earlier today saying, "A message to our community." I can't help but laugh at this, because I know they would never be this transparent about something if it wasn't for the fact that the community, which is amazing, I love to see it. Like, I don't like the fact that people aren't playing it as much. I want a lot of people playing it and a lot of people watching it, clearly. But I do like it when the game is this broken and there's just so much neglect for like testing and all that just basic shit in a video game that they just forget about because people are going to buy the game regardless. Now they're actually starting to feel it because their profit is starting to feel it. We wanted to take a minute to talk about fixing the game. We hear you and we feel your frustrations. Our teams are hard at work addressing the issues that are being experienced across Vanguard, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. Let me just stop right there. Why are you fixing Modern Warfare? You shouldn't waste your time on Modern Warfare. That's never been a thing before. I understand that a lot of people still want to play it, but just focus on 2022. Just focus on that game. Put all of your energy into that game in Vanguard and Warzone. Forget about the older Call of Duties now. You would not have to fix Modern Warfare if you just put out the game entirely and actually, you know, put all of the content that was in the game from, you know, at the end of this game cycle, if you just put that out at the start, like how Call of Duty used to be. Updates are being deployed as quickly as possible. We want everyone to have a seamless experience no matter which game mode, or platform you play on. And I think they're talking about like console. Something's going on with console apparently, where the game is just completely in shambles again. Your feedback is a critical part of our development process to make our games the best they can be. Stay posted for real-time updates, and for the most frequent ones, make sure you're following Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch. So I don't understand why we'd be following Infinity Ward. I guess for Modern Warfare 2019 updates, but they haven't put out anything really about Modern Warfare 2. Same with Treyarch. I guess Treyarch is a part of the zombies in this game, which you guys almost got it right in that update. They did add a survival, like, round-based thing, but you didn't add it so that you could just play it from the start. You have to play it in zombies. You have to, like, still go through the portal and shit. You guys almost did it. You're almost there. It's just incredible that people have to walk the developers through what they actually should put out. Because it was one thing before, like, over the last decade or whatever, that Call of Duty has, like, really been, like, big. Like, everybody knows what this game is, really. Like, even parents, it's kind of funny. Like, if you say Call of Duty, they know what you're talking about. They just know that it's, like, a game where you shoot people and you get points for it or something like that. And, like, 9-year-olds to 12-year-olds would complain about the game and say that stuff is broken. It kind of started out that way, and then... Wait, what? Why is my render resolution at 70? That doesn't even make sense. That's better, thank you. And nice, I hit at the beginning of this video, and it's gonna look like dog shit next time I put it in a montage, whatever. After Effects is amazing. It'll fix it. How long has that been like that? But it kind of started out with like 12-year-olds or whatever just complaining about the game, and then it kind of progressed into like some more critical thinking about the game. Still a lot of just unnecessary bitching about stuff without even playing the game. And then it started turning into people complaining about the company itself, and now people are just slamming the actual company itself. And that's when Call of Duty actually put out an announcement and started apologizing for just how bad the game is. And I do want to make it clear, this isn't even me complaining about the game anymore, because my complaining isn't going to do anything. The developers are brain dead. They are terrible. They are literally some of the worst developers in the world, I think. I'm not talking about the people like down low that just, they wanted a job designing video games and they're just listening to what people higher up are telling them to do. That's fine. This is not directed at them. It's directed at the people that are higher up making the decisions that just, as a business, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But it wasn't until people started taking jabs at Call of Duty and like Activision and stuff, saying like, hey, by the way, your company sucks. Like, why are you firing people? Why are you laying people off in a time like this? Because they are. Check anywhere, and that's what they're doing. There is some other stuff that has like circulated around Activision and stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know if it's 100% true, and if it's not, I don't want to say the things that people have been saying if they're not, because it's kind of messed up to accuse people of it or a company of it if it's not true, and I don't know it's true. But Vanguard is in a terrible state right now. I mean, it shows clearly from, like I said, sales are down like 42% or something like that. Even the most basic stuff is not... Oh, okay, he's going for long shots, I guarantee it. Right? Like, the matchmaking in this game sucks. And I'm not talking about skill-based. I said this in a video I made like a month or so ago. It was titled like Everything Wrong with Vanguard. And like, it was like a 30-minute long video where I went like really into depth on stuff, which this is not gonna be that. And I was talking about how the matchmaking sucks, and it wasn't about skill-based, but it was about like the just general matchmaking. Number one, it takes way too fucking long to find a game in this. I get it, there's not that many people playing it, but I know 1000% that there's more people playing than what the matchmaking reflects. Finding a game in this is like going back to console almost and trying to find a game on, I don't know, MW2. Maybe not that bad. Going back to like PlayStation 4 or something like that and trying to find a game in World War II. It's not like instantaneous. Like, that's how it's always been. Like, you look for a game and you're in one basically right away. I can't wrap my head around why that's the case. And they still haven't fixed the thing where when you set like the combat pacing to what you want to play, like if you're set on Blitz, you will still find tactical games and assault games. I don't understand how that hasn't been fixed, and I don't understand how people haven't talked about it. Like, is that how it's supposed to be? Is it like a suggested thing? Like, you want to play it, but you're not 100% sure you're gonna get into a blitz or assault game or whatever? Like, when the game came out, I was under the impression that if you queue up for a certain combat pacing, you're going to get that combat pacing. I wholeheartedly believe that the only reason that Call of Duty in general, like, the name is able to stay relevant, because it is relevant. It doesn't have a good reputation, but it's, and somebody got a V2. I'm gonna fucking whatever. The only reason it's able to stay relevant is because, the only reason it's able to stay relevant isn't because they're making a really good game like how it was back then, but it's purely based off the fact that they have so much money, and when you have so much money as a company, you have so many resources to make the graphics. I mean, the games do look good. Performance-wise, the games aren't really terrible. Like, the Call of Duty on PC and stuff like that, they all look smooth and all that stuff. The money does that. Like, they have the resources to get that stuff. That isn't because they're working super hard behind the scenes, because I can guarantee you they're sitting there in the fucking office right now writing down tic-tac-toe and shit. I just find it so hard to believe that the developers are really trying their absolute best, because some of the updates they put out, number one, I am not playing Warzone anymore. I'm not going to make like an official announcement on it. I won't not play it anymore. I am not going to be playing Warzone nearly as much, because number one, Fortnite is not more fun to me than Vanguard, but it is 1000% more fun to me than Warzone right now. Bro, there's no way. Just for a context, I managed to do that my second game back on, and I have not touched Fortnite in years. So I'm kind of proud of myself. Here we go. Assault pacing, I queued up for Blitz, but it's Dome, so whatever. Fortnite, when you look for a game, you're put in basically immediately. I have yet to crash out of a game for no reason on Fortnite, which isn't because my computer is not good enough for Warzone. It just crashes. It'll just crash. It'll freeze up. It's just super weird. I don't understand. Maybe it's because they're still on the older version of the IW8 engine or whatever for Warzone, so I don't know if maybe they went to the one that's on Vanguard, like the updated one. It would be a little bit better. I don't know. Matchmaking's 10 times better in Fortnite, though. It's just more fun. They sucked away the identity of Warzone when they made it so you can't buy a loadout until first circle. This is another thing. The developers are so blind to what people actually want out of Warzone that they just made an update. I don't know if they made the update yet or if they're still gonna do it. Maybe they got enough backlash to not do it because it's just not a good idea. But apparently time to kill in Warzone was too low, which I don't think it is. Like, realistically, like, there's a couple guns where I'll get melted and be like, wow, but I don't think that's like a major issue. In this game, absolutely, but I've just gotten used to it at this point. But instead of reducing the damage or giving people more health on their guns, not more health on their guns, more health in general for them, they are now apparently going to do a sweeping update across the board on every single gun, where they are going to reduce the ADS time on everything, not realizing that that does not fix a thing, because there's so many fights in Warzone where people will just hip fire and they're still dead quickly, so that doesn't make sense. All that's going to do is slow down Warzone even more, which you do not need to do that. Caldera fixed it a good bit over Verdansk, but yeah, it's still not completely fixed. I also do like Caldera infinitely more than Verdansk. I don't hate Warzone because of Caldera. I hate Warzone because of the actual, like, content at this point and how broken it is and all that shit. And I'm just so done with waiting in fucking lobbies and spending 20 minutes waiting to get into a game that's might crash. There's fucking bugs. It's just so frustrating. It's incredible to me that these developers have so much money and so much fucking time and can't make a simple game with little to no bugs. Really? I'm not expecting the games to be perfect, because no matter what, there's going to be stuff that's wrong with it at the beginning. But it's just so amazing that there's more bugs in these games than there is, like, actual content that is supposed to be there and be the way that it is. People just spent 2.5 months or whatever waiting to get a fucking camo. There's a glitch now with this new update with the camo. Instead of it saying closed door, it says close and then a random logo of a gun. I don't know how that happens. It's just so dumb. It really is. I don't get it. And again, like, that's part of the reason I'm just probably gonna make montages unless people have like a good response to, oh, fuck me. Fourth. And I ran out of time. Nice. Unless like highlight videos and stuff like that are still doing like relatively well, which in Vanguard they just don't. They really do not. Did I hit mark? Dude, are you kidding me? I've seen a lot of people going back to like the older CODs and stuff like that. I might go back to Cold War, honestly, after a while. I mean, I still have a lot that I want to do with Vanguard. But honestly, right now, Cold War is probably the least broken game, and it has the most content now that they've actually had like the full year, whatever, to come out with stuff. And Cold War, I will give them a little bit of like leeway because it was thrown on the developers like months before a new Call of Duty was supposed to come out. Like, it wasn't supposed to come out the way that it was. It really was not. It's just that it got thrown on Treyarch out of nowhere, basically, and or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, they did not have like the full year or 2 years, whatever, to make the game. They had months to come out with it in the middle of like everything that was going on. I can't say the word or else I get like fucking striked or something on YouTube, I think. I don't know if they changed it by now. Maybe people just get demonetized, and in that case, it wouldn't fucking matter for me. But just judging from the update, just the sniper update alone, and this is not like being biased or something like that. This is just straight out, like, they could have just not come out with the update, and I would have been happier with no update than this update and no change. I forget exactly what they did, but it wasn't oh, the Kar 98 was supposed to now, like, when you put on a magazine on it, it was supposed to retain like the one-shot kill area or whatever. So like how I'm killing people right now, like, mainly it's pretty consistent, but I don't have a magazine on it, so it stays relatively strong. And of course, right when I say that, I get a fucking hit marker. When you put on those magazines, it's supposed to not give you hit markers. That's not the case, and it literally, it still says it on the attachment itself that it lowers like the area for the one-hit kills or whatever. So I don't fucking know. I don't know. Call of Duty's in a terrible state right now. Warzone is, I would argue that Warzone's in an even worse state than Vanguard is, because it's just but I'm just gonna go ahead and stop recording here, because I know that if I keep recording, I'm gonna go up to like an hour and a half of talking about bullshit that doesn't really matter. And yeah, but I'll have another montage out as soon as I can. I'm hoping for like a couple weeks, if that. Yeah, it's just gonna be Vanguard from here on out until I go back to Cold War. I'm absolutely not going back to Modern Warfare 2019. You're out of your fucking mind if you think I would.